Hello, welcome to CPO135. I'm Mrs. Donna Hummel, and I'll be your online instructor for this course, Introduction to Process Equipment. This course will expose you to the many pieces of equipment that a chemical process operator will be using to run your chemical processes at your job. So initially I want to just show you how to get to D2L, which is the area that you'll be accessing your courses. So then as you log in, this is my DTC. And then you'll have your name up in this corner and all your choices here on this bar. So when you click on the courses button here, it takes you to this screen. Okay, and what will come up will be all the different courses that you have signed up for. So you'll scroll down to the CPO135. So this is the course. I'm going to click on that. Okay, this course itself will introduce you to as an overview of the process technology equipment and all the different types of tools that you'll be accessing. That's in chapters 1 to 5. You'll also be describing the movers and the drivers of the process equipment plus elements of power transmission and lubrication, which will be covered in chapters 6 through 10. And the last section will focus on heating and cooling of the equipment, chapters 11 to 14. All the while, you'll be learning maintenance and safety for each equipment piece that is covered. So you'll be using this equipment, pieces of equipment daily, so it's very important for you to gain an in-depth knowledge about the equipment. And you'll also be preparing a presentation on one piece of equipment, okay, and we'll get more into detail about these. So this is a hybrid course. That is, we'll be splitting the course into online work and hands-on lab work. We will be covering all lecture, videos, activities, discussions, and book material online, and then you'll be coming into the school to perform certain labs. So let's look through the course content. Okay, this is your initial page, and there's going to be announcements here, and there will be on this page here an announcement for this video to access it quickly and easily, and also any calendar updates that come along here. And when changes to any type of information updates in the course, you'll have that here. Okay, and then this is different courses as well available. All right, now we're going to click on, first off, there's this window up here, and we're going to, this bar, this blue bar, and we're going to click on the content here. Okay, when I click on the content, it gives me two options to look at. So what I want to do right now is I want to click on this overview button here. Now, if you click on this button over here, I'm not sure what will come up for you, but there's a new experience, content experience. So we're going to have turn it on, because I believe that this is what actually matches the Pulse application that you can, the Pulse app that you can get on your phone or your devices that you have. So I highly recommend that you look at this point of this view. Okay, this is the view we'll look at. All right, I'm pretty sure this is what you'll be getting. Okay, so you'll have here, this is the overview. So this pane on the left side here, okay, is all of the different modules that are in the class. Okay, and we go down, and the laboratory materials, you won't see them. And the tests will be inserted as well inside the modules. They'll be dated. We'll get into that. So on this side here are all the different modules, and if you click on this particular one, what happens is you will get the whatever that says on this window over here. Okay. The other interesting thing is wherever you just were within your module in the course overview, in your course, if you get out of it and you come back, it'll take you right back to where you were. And when I first clicked on, you will have noticed that I was in module 2, and that's where I was working last. But now we're starting at the beginning, so I'm coming to overview. Okay. So the overview is strictly about the course that we just talked about and the book that you're going to get. So please look at that and order that in the bookstore. Okay. Very easy for you to get to that. The next module, oh, and also this is the course overview video that we're talking about now. Okay, that's where this is as well, and I'll also put it on the announcements page. Now I want to talk about instructor information. So the instructor information, the contact information, and resources, and all the ways that I will be communicating with you are listed here. Okay, so let's look at this. So this is the course, and again, it is going to be meeting from 6 p.m. to 9 or 10 o'clock at night. We were originally going to be in a room, but we'll be doing this through Zoom, and as many Zoom meetings as you like. I will be logging on for Zoom if anyone has any questions during any time. When we do have labs that we have to appear in class for, I'm going to note that for you in the schedule, and I'll be introducing that to you as we go along in the first day of class as well. And I will have a schedule posted, and we'll talk about that over here, this schedule. Okay. I am a full-time instructor, so I'm available anytime. Now I have all these hours available to you if you want to just Zoom me and talk with me on the phone also, whatever's best for you, okay? And we also have tutoring available if you need that. My preferred method of communication is email, and my main method will be getting that information to you through the email and then the announcements page. The expected response time is pretty much within 24 hours except on the weekends, okay? Next is a link to student resources. If you click on this link, it'll take you right to the student resources page. There you will find help with all of these areas. There's also a great area called Students in Need. If you look at this area, you'll be able to click on that, and if you need laptops to help you with your work or any other type of food pantry, they're all available here. Then the link to resources, the technology resources. If you are having trouble, again, click on this. CCIT will help you in so many different ways. There's very many tools available for you. And we'll get into some of the tools that will help you with your presentations at a later date. Okay. The next is the syllabus and grading policy. So we scroll down again, and that's just, again, there'll be notes in here for you for more information. Right now we're just doing an overview. This is your syllabus, and it goes directly to the link that is available online, and it will tell you all the information there about the course. Again, I've summarized it pretty briefly earlier, but you will find in here all the different means for making sure these are addressed. The grading policy is also listed now, and this is going to be updated. Right now it shows a high A, and that's changing, and they haven't just been updated, but I'm just showing you this, and I will make a note of it again on the announcements. The A will be from 90 to 100. The B will be from an 80 to an 89. The C will be 70 to 8 to 79, and then below 69, 70, 0 to 69 will be an F, okay? Now here's the part I want you to look at and understand. This is how you will be graded. 60% of your grade will go towards tests, and there's 4 of them. The class presentation, which we'll talk about, is 10%. Your participation, which includes activities and discussions and then the homework, that's 5%. And we will have some laboratory reports. That will be 25%. And I'll show you how that you can find your grades in a few minutes, okay? Well, let's just go there. We'll go to the Grades tab. So you click on Grades, and you will see up here. So the names, I have everyone's name right here right now all in the class, but then you look across here and it tells you participation is worth 5%. Your test, all of these 4 tests are each, since it's 60, they're each 15%. And then the labs. Now we're not going to have this many labs, and they won't be counted if we don't do them. They just get dropped. But we will be talking more in detail about the labs in the schedule. And then your equipment presentation is worth 10%. Okay, so that should be active. Now I want to mention to you that I will try to get all of your information within the week that you have. Give me a whole week to get them graded tests. Now the tests will be online, so you'll have your results for them immediately. Okay, so let's go back to content. Excuse me. Now, this is your schedule, and right now I have it posted here. It's in a PDF, so you can just download it and then print it out. I will be adding any areas that we have extra. I will be upgrading this, because what I want to do is make sure if there's assignments or discussions, I will have that posted as well. But I wrote a little note here that I just want you to remember. Lectures will be online at home, and all of the other, any type of homework that you have to do, and we will be coming in for a couple of different labs. And again, I will let you know. So we'll have a tour of the process operators. You can look at that ahead of time, but bring it with you when you come to class the first time, and we'll be able to go through the rooms and you'll see them. And then there's going to be a safety lab that you have to take before you are actually in the lab for these parts of the labs that we're doing, fluid flow, and then for our possibly for the heat exchanger, but I'm not sure yet. This depends on how things are going, how much time we have. And I do want to do one simulation lab with you. So these are all the different labs again, and we're going to break this up into 2 groups if we need to make sure we're staying far apart, because our particular labs are not very large, so you won't have as much room. Okay. So again, I'm going to update this, and I'll make sure we'll talk about it the first day of class. Now, there's a class presentation, okay? So if you click on class presentation, you will see all these other different options here. So these are the guidelines, okay? And that is a Word document or PDF, and basically it's just, this is the area that you're going to cover in it. And you must make sure you address all of these. And as I'm doing a screencast-o-matic right now, that's what you would do. And I will give you tools available to do that. There's several different ones. And again, they're also on that Technology Resources website. But as we get closer to this, we'll talk about it. What you'll do is you'll create your PowerPoint, and you will use all of these tools, address all of these tools. I mean, all of these areas: purpose, description, major equipment concerns, so on. And also I want to make a note that you also are looking at who are available vendors for this information, just to have you see where you can go to look at that, because you'll be responsible for things like that. And then there's different topics here. So we will, I do want you to give me the area that you're thinking of, the particular piece of equipment, as soon as possible, and whoever gets it to me first will get it first, because I'm not having any repeats, all right? Then we have the rubric here. This tells you how you'll be graded. You will be graded on references, so please use at least 3 sources for your reference. Then you'll get a 4. You can get 100 on this. And then these are 2 examples, okay? Someone did a boiler and someone did a cooling tower. So you can look at these and just again see how nicely laid out they've done them, okay? I gotta scroll my picture down, and then you can see how they addressed each of the issues, okay? And then the cooling tower. Okay. Now, the course again itself is laid out in the different modules, and you will have them, you'll see them again as you saw back here at your schedule. They'll match the schedule. All right. So we'll again update this with any activities. This is not completely done, and I'll work on that. So module 1 will be, all of the modules will be very similar. Okay. So you'll have a description here, which tells you what you're covering in your module, and then you'll have the videos to watch. And again, these videos are very key and very important, and they're really good for you. They'll teach you a lot. Then you'll have a read and review. So you'll read the textbook and the PowerPoint. And I also put the PowerPoint in PDF so that if you have trouble with downloading a PowerPoint presentation. Then there's always going to be some assignments. Generally, you'll have, in this particular instance, there's a discussion, okay, and it tells you how to go to that activity, and I'll show you that briefly as well. But you'll have a discussion, possibly an activity, which will be the homework, and then you'll have the lab. It will be listed as an activity, okay. So the labs are important for you to understand, and that you have to get them done, and they will be counted because they're 25%. So you'll see all of the different modules are the same way. They'll be listed exactly the same way. You'll have your module, what are the videos, the read and review, and your assignment. Okay. Now, if you're really not sure, because the calendar, I'll show you that in a minute, if you're confused about what's due, you can go to this activities tab. So there's assignments, there's discussions, and then the quizzes, which are the tests. Okay. So these are just going to be the ones that you'll be looking at: assignments, discussion, and quizzes. We won't have all the other things as well. So you click on this, and what will happen is it'll tell you now the dates are not here, but they'll be listed. Okay, but for most of your information, I'm not going to have a due date, meaning I do some of the discussions I will, but the labs, I really want to make sure you understand them. So the labs will just be submit them to me as soon as possible. Okay, and we'll talk about that. So that's activities, and then discussions would be over here. And again, they'll be posted, and when they're due is all on here, and it'll talk about the different types. So if you get confused of what's due, so remember, you can always go to, this is your main screen. You click on the main one, and it gives you the announcements and your schedule and the calendar. Okay, so there'll be different things that are available to you in upcoming events. So here's this lab is ready to go. Okay, lab 1 and so on. So you'll find that here. So I plan on posting the first Zoom meeting that we're going to have will be posted here, and I will email you as well. Okay, so the assessments will be quizzes, as I stated, and they'll be done. They're going to be given after every 3 modules, and I'll also have practice tests available for you as well. And then let me know if you have any questions, and I will get back with you within 2 days, at pretty much 24 hours, but again, depending on what day of the week it is. My communication plan will be posted as well, and I'll also post that in the announcements here. I really am looking forward to a great semester with you, and I hope that we will learn a great deal together. Welcome to CPO 325. CPO 135.